The film begins with a young female voice named Noah narrating and explaining that she had never believed in happy ending, as they are part of someone else's story, as if her life could ever be that simple, while everyone kept on telling her that London could be a fresh start, especially after everything that happened. As 20 years ago, her mom named Ella had left England for a man, and now she is dragging her back to England for a different man, a prince charming in a castle for her, and a wicked stepbrother for herself. After Noah was done with narration, she began to donate some of her unused item with her friend named Harley. She also gifted Harley her car, although it was meant for her to take care of for the moment. Just then, Noah's boyfriend named Dan walked into the room, and the two had a pretty moment together before then discussing about the future of their relationship. Although Noah believes this could still work out even at a long distance, but her boyfriend believes it is really going to be hard. He later tells her that he accepts to have a long-distance relationship. Days later, Noah arrived at London with her mom. While on their way to their destination, her mom reveals to Noah that she hoped Noah meet Nick today, or at least a night at the gala. Although Noah shows not to be interested, but her mom continues to try her best to convince Noah. After a long ride, they arrive at their destination where Noah met with her mom's new husband, who is also now her stepfather named William. William welcomed them before then assuring Noah that the venue tonight will impress even the most discerning critics, which would obviously be Noah. After which, Noah goes on a house tour, where to her and our surprise, we discovered William's different exotic and luxurious vehicles. She also found her new room and beautiful clothes. Just as Noah goes to check her window, she found Nick, who is quite good-looking and attractive. He, on the other hand, he also sees Noah. But just then, Ella arrived to meet Noah looking through the window, and the two had a short conversation. Once they were done, Noah goes to get something to drink, but is soon approached by Nick. He questioned her if that is how they greet people in Florida, by just looking at them through the window. In return, Noah called him a spoiled daddy's boy and a stalker. Nick reveals to Noah that it is obvious that neither of them want any of this awkward relationship going on in their family. In the evening, they all began to prepare for the gala event, while Nick helps Noah down the stairs. After a short drive, they arrived at the venue. While Nick goes to take a photo shoot, seems like he has just stolen the show. Once the events start, William goes out to give his speech. Nearby, Noah have a conversation with Nick's friend named Giles, who is very curious to know how Noah is getting along with her stepbrother, Nick. During their discussion, Giles told Noah that Nick is a lot of things, but he isn't spoiled, and in fact, he makes his own money. He built and owned his own company, which is also responsible for creating an application called ride sharing with over 1 million users on the app. And now Nick is on a voyage of self-discovery. After the event, Nick and Noah head back home, but in a grand style. On their way, Noah apologized to Nick for calling him daddy's boy earlier and for judging him also. Although this took a quick turn when Noah refers to Nick as a mommy's boy.
He's not a daddy's boy, maybe he's a mommy's boy.
Immediately, Nick got out of his car and insists that Noah leave his vehicle. He leave her in the middle of the road before storming off. Just as Noah walked alone, a guy named Zach approached her. It seems like he knows Nick. Zach informed Noah that he was sent by Nick to come pick her. Later, Zach brought Noah to a nightclub while assuring her that Nick is also at the same place. Once Noah realized what the place is all about, she opted to leave, but on doing so, she saw Nick dancing. So Noah took the chance to pour a drink on him as a result of him leaving her at the sidewalk. Afterwards, Noah began to dance and drink. After a short while, Nick approached her asking if she was given anything to drink. She mentioned Tom, so quickly Nick goes on to attack him before punching Tom on the face. Nick is also mad at Zach for bringing her, but he lied saying she insisted to come. On their way home, Nick began to check out Noah's tattoos, after which he took her to bed. The next day, Nick asked Noah how she was feeling, and yet again another argument began when she told him to take a good look at his friends. Nick begged Noah not to tell his dad about what happened last night regarding him and his friends. That same day, Noah began to make more research on Nick, and she is truly impressed by what she has seen so far. Later, Noah went into Nick's room but was soon caught by him. She left and went into her room. On getting in, she got a message notification on her phone containing pictures and videos of her boyfriend flirting and kissing another girl. In the evening, Noah approached Nick as he plans leaving the house before telling him that she needs to clear her head from her recent breakup. The two drive together to another location, and it seems the place is organized for street racing. Noah also met a female friend named Jenna who insisted she get into her vehicle to check it out together. Afterwards, Noah is introduced to the rest of the guys. Nick and Noah then had a private conversation regarding where Noah stating that she wished to hurt her boyfriend really bad. Just then, Nick kisses Noah before taking a picture and telling Noah he will send it to her so she can use it whenever she want to get back at her boyfriend. Meanwhile, Jenna begged her boyfriend not to stake his monthly wages on Nick to win a race, which Noah overheard, and she is very much surprised by this. Just then, Jenna showed Noah a guy named Ronnie who is simply a bad guy. the gun-for-hire type of guy, and he just even came out of prison, plus Ronnie has always hated Nick. Quickly, everyone began to stake their money, while Noah got into Nick's car to race. Nick sees this and immediately rushes to meet her, but it was already too late as the race began. This was a very intense race as Ronnie doesn't want Noah to overtake her. Noah struggles to catch up but eventually got her way, while Nick is amazed at how good Noah can drive. At the end of the race, Noah won, making Ronnie very mad at Nick as the race was supposed to be between them and not with Noah. Quickly, a fight breaks out between Nick and Ronnie. Fortunately for the guys, the cops arrived at the scene, making everyone run. Once they were home, Noah noticed that Nick had similar tattoo like hers. Nick informed her that he saw hers the other night she was drunk. After their conversation, Noah sent those photos to her now ex-boyfriend, before then calling Nick to thank him for the kiss. The tension between these two continued to grow as they went for another, but just then Noah says her goodnight and leaves. The next day, William's request for Nick to take Noah around town and to go meet with Maddie. Noah is curious to know who Maddie is.
Who's Maddie? Who's Maddie?
The two drive around to go meet Maddie, but it seems Noah is jealous, but Nick clears things up for her as Maddie is his younger sister, who stay with his biological mother. They all have fun together before Noah asked Nick how old was he when his mother left him, and he replied 12, and she just came back to his life 2 years ago. According to Nick, the deal he had with him and his mom is he can continue to see Maddie only if he stays out of trouble, which means no fighting. Noah also asked about Anna. She's the blonde girl Nick went on the gala with, but he also told Noah she is just a friend. Just as Noah do Maddie nails, Nick and his mom got into an argument regarding his fight earlier with Ronnie, which means Nick won't be able to watch Maddie play her football match at school. At night, Noah and Nick's mom talk about Nick and also the reason she left Nick at a tender age. She revealed to Noah that she was an alcoholic, so she left her son for treatment, although she tried calling him several times, but her husband insisted Nick was too small to handle such situation. Noah goes to speak with Nick, but this took a wrong turn as they both shared a moment together before getting interrupted by Maddie's call. The next day, Nick says his goodbye to Maddie while also promising to come watch her play. Nick's mom warned her son about his illegal fight as it is his last warning. Just as they drive home, Nick informs Noah that he needs to stay out of any trouble, and that includes their awkward relationships. In the evening, Noah was all alone in the sitting room before hearing a loud noise. Quickly, she armed herself before checking out. To our surprise, it was Dan, her ex-boyfriend. He told Noah it was Ella who invited him. He apologized for cheating on her, but Noah isn't having all that. The next day, they picked their conversation from last night, but just then Nick walked into the room, and he really seems not to care. Dan recognized him from the photo. Later on, Noah approached Nick and requested he kiss her. After a long moment together, Noah asked Nick to make Tom leave, but he shouldn't hurt him. So later that day, Nick is soon approached by Dan, so Nick took the opportunity to offer Dan $1,000 if he agrees to take the next flight back home, but Dan in return asked for $1,500. At night, Nick escorted Dan out of the house, but Dan began saying some awful things about Noah, which eventually led to Nick punching him before informing Dan he would have paid $10,000 or more for him to leave the house. Later that evening, Nick goes to see Noah with a bag filled with Dan's pretentious movie teas, which Dan loves so much. Noah began to burn them all, making her feel so much better for getting back at Dan. Just as Nick leaves, he got a text from Lion staking $20K on him for a race. Quickly, Noah arrived at the scene with Jenna, where she also found Nick preparing himself for his fight. Soon, the fight began between Nick and Ronnie. At first, Nick struggles but later began to fight back. After a short while, he senselessly beat Ronnie up, making Noah feel uncomfortable. She leaves while also reminding Nick of Maddie. Afterwards, Nick leaves the battle. But on his way back to his vehicle, Ronnie attacked Nick with a knife before threatening to come for his family and friends, after which he takes Nick's car as compensation for all his actions. Jenna later informed Noah that Nick walked out of the fight. The next day, Nick goes on to meet Noah at the swimming pool. He also informed her that today is his birthday, plus he left the fight because of her. After which, the tension between these two continues to grow stronger under the pool as the cat and dog play under the water. If you get what I mean here. The two lovebirds are soon interrupted by Noah's mama. The scene then shifted to Noah and Nicholas going for an official car race. Once the race starts, Noah proves to be more skillful at this car race thing, which she eventually won. Later that same day, they went to the supermarket to get things they would need at home. So after getting into their vehicle, some goons arrive to attack them. Quickly, Nick drives away, and we get to find out it was Ronnie's doing. Nick goes to report the case to his dad. Afterwards, Noah attends to his injuries. Days later, Nick and Noah goes to hang out with the guys to have fun. In the evening, they all went out to party. Lion and Nick had a private discussion about Ronnie as he will not stop until he have his fight. Just then Nick saw a young guy talking to Noah, which made him furious as he punched the young man face, before then getting bounced out. Noah goes out to see Nick before telling him she want to go back to see if the guy is okay, but Nick forcefully held her back. Just then, Noah reveals to him that she can't continue doing this as Nick represents everything she has always run from. Days continue to pass by without any communication between the two. In the evening, Noah is invited to a party with Jenna. However, Anna is jealous by Noah's beauty, so she plans to teach her a lesson. Nick also arrived at the party, but unfortunately for Noah, she got locked into a room by Anna and her friends. Nearby, Nick began to ask of Noah, but he is interrupted by Anna. Back to Noah, she seems not to be comfortable inside the room as she had a PTSD. Just then, Anna and Nick argued about his behavior towards her lately, but still isn't feeling good about their discussion, so he leaves to go find Noah. Fortunately for Noah, Nick finds her. Once they were both home, Noah opened up to Nick about her father who was in prison and the awful things he had done. Nick comforts her, and just then things escalated between them, which led to another thing, plus a very, very tense moment. Once morning break, Nick wakes Noah to inform her that he is heading out, but he will be back soon. On his way out, he saw some individuals in his home, but his dad shut the doors. Noah got to Maddie game, and once he got a chance, he called Noah to inform her that he spoke to his mom regarding her leaving, and all thanks to Noah, he knows why she left him. As soon as Nick got home, the two romantic moment continues. So in the middle of the night, the alarms at the garage make a loud noise with the whole vehicle. Martin then arrived at the scene to find Lion brutally beaten. After which, he was rushed to the hospital, while Jenna is really mad at Nick. Once Noah and her mom leave, William introduced Detective Sato to Nick before then informing him that this whole situation is much bigger than he or Noah claim it was. Meanwhile, Noah is very worried by all this. Back to Nick, he told his dad and Detective Sato all his encounter with him and Ronnie, as he was also responsible for taking his favorite car, plus he also threatened him earlier to deal with his friends and loved ones. However, Williams revealed to Nick that all this was done and plotted by Noah's father, Travis McKay. Although Ronnie carries out all this attack, but Travis is behind all this as he now works for him. Just then, Nick recognized him from the photo. His dad revealed to Nick that Travis is very dangerous, and 4 years ago, he even attacked Noah. We get to find out that was how Noah had gotten the scar in her body. Immediately, Nick tried calling Noah, but it seems to be too late as Ronnie get a hold of her inside an elevator. He also met her dad, which really traumatized her. At home, Williams received a call from Travis informing him that he now has Noah, before demanding for $1 million. Nick is sad by all this. However, he found a present which was given to him by Noah on his birthday. Nick realized that since Ronnie has his McLaren, the location of the car should still be active, so he proceeded to head to the location while also informing his dad about this. Meanwhile, Ronnie continues to yarn about his hate for Nick. Just then, Nick arrived at the scene, so the goons begin to pack their stuff to leave, while Ronnie stays behind to deal with Nick. Ronnie attacked Nick with a knife and a fight began. However, during this, Nick got distracted by Noah's voice, which made Ronnie stab him with a knife. Quickly, Ronnie goes to meet with the guys, but Nick continues to chase after them. While Travis shoots, the cops also arrived at the scene, but Noah is threatened by her dad to drive as fast as possible if she want to be alive. After a long extended drive and chase, Nick goes in front of Noah, making a huge coalition between them. Nick is just fine and struggles after this, but the cop shows up. Just as Travis used Noah to protect himself, she manages to escape, giving the cops an opportunity to shoot him down. Just then, Nick lost consciousness while Noah continued to relive the moment the both spent together. After several months, we get to find out that Nick fine from this unfortunate accident. The two then kiss under the pool. The movie then came to an end. Kindly subscribe for more movie recap like this. Thanks for watching and goodbye.